Today I'm going to share 20 of the world's best artists with names you can add into your prompts on pretty much any AI art platform to get some stylized results. But the images I share with you today have been made in Midjourney. And starting off with our first artist, which is Henri Matisse, known for having some very bright, vibrant colours, a painter from about 100 years ago, and you can see here the first prompt is a woman's face in the style of Henri Matisse, and we're going to cover the prompt formula and prompts I've used in this video very soon, but you can see how with these images here we get that really bright, vibrant colour, really nice fun or almost abstract elements, not quite, but the way it applies it sometimes, especially with these prompts, it doesn't always nail the artist's style, but it does sort of interpret it in a certain way, which gets you some fun images. Now, I love what it's done with this image with the different colors and elements, but I also want to touch on how I've set this up. And I've used one basic formula for all of these prompts, but you can also mix it up. The main formula that I'm using is the subject or prompt, and then in the style of the artist's name. So most of the images in this video will be that. But if you want to prioritize the artist more, you can have artwork by artist name by moving it closer to the start of the prompt, and then add of with your subject or prompt at the end. And that could be great if you're not getting the result you're after. But also one thing you can do if some of the artists have different formats they work in is mention the art style of the subject or prompt by the artist's name. So whether it's a drawing, a sculpture, or anything like that, describe what it is you want to see made by that artist. Now, the prompts I'm using in this video are in this order. We have a woman's face in the style of the artist's name, a man walking down a busy street, and a samurai warrior, and Error 64K, which mixes things up and gets some surreal results. But let's move on to our second artist, which is Rodney Matthews. He's a British illustrator and conceptual designer who works primarily in fantasy and science fiction, so you get some really, really cool dramatic looking artwork, and I love the way it adds in a lot of the different various elements into the background and just adds a unique twist to the subject as it renders this style. As you can see from these images, I've used the samurai twice here. We've got some very unique elements like the sort of skull mask. We've got mushrooms, and Error 64K again delivers some really awesome results because it allows the style to sort of pull elements out of nowhere, and you can see you just get some really, really nice, almost surreal style fantasy artwork. Next, we have Marc Chagall from the 20th century. He's a Russian and French artist, again, mostly in the painting sort of realm, and you can see here we get some nice colorful use of sort of abstract elements and things like lots of shapes and lots of various elements sort of added into the background to sort of mix things up a bit, but also a bit more contrast than, say, something like Matisse. Very unique style that works quite well across your images. Next, we have Takashi Murakami, who's still alive today, and he's a very contemporary artist, also a bit of an anime artist, and he also has a lot of bright colors. I'm going to try a few different styles soon, but the way it adds in a lot of circles and flowers and various round elements into your image and brightens things up is another unique way that it uses shapes to bring your images to life. So check that one out if you like what you see on the screen here. Anish Kapoor is a British artist who probably most well known, at least from the AI, for his sculptures and installation art, but he's also a conceptual artist. So you can see with the images, it does tend to lean a lot on some of the modern installation art and sculptures he's created. Lots of red circles. Often AI platforms tend to stick to one artwork, but you can see how we've got that red circular style embedded in these particular images made Midjourney. So again, if this is the type of thing you're looking for, this is a nice, great artist to use in your prompt. Next, we have Frida Kahlo, very famous artist from the 20th century and known a lot because she had quite a hard life and tend to put a lot of that into her paintings. And she also referenced her own face in the vast majority of her works. But her style is also a lot of fun and very surreal. So we get some pretty cool sort of different images. You get a very diverse range of styles, and quite often it includes her face. But still one and a lot of fun to play with, so check it out. Now, if you're looking for some more unique Midjourney styles, check out my 24 free mood boards you can download using the link below. Next, we have Moebius, a pioneer of comic book illustration, had some very, very unique artwork, but also was known for having highly detailed panels in a lot of his early work. And you can see how that detail is really thrown in and brings these images to life. Because the way he did his artwork was so unique, you can see the way he's tried to add that twist to these images. It's very Star Wars-esque here. It really inspired a lot of artists all over the world since, and his highly influential style gets applied here quite successfully, creating some very unique images. Next, we have Andy Warhol, who's probably most well known if you've seen the Marilyn Monroe print that he has done. It's that silkscreen style. Quite often he repeats his subjects and changes the color to kind of challenge your understanding of color and how it looks, but it transfers that pretty successfully over to these images, choosing very strong colors in different portions, often repeating like it has here. And it's an extremely consistent style that the AI applies, so it has his name all over it whenever you use it. So if you like it, it's a very simple one to implement. And now one of the titans of fantasy art, Frank Frazetta, known for creating some really, really compelling dramatic artwork. You can see here the way that the eyes are framed up on the woman's face, the way that the man has got that rough style, but that little bit of a tilt, that high contrast, the lighting, just really creates some very impactful, almost cinematic artwork. And I managed to use Era 64K, and I decided to put a few of them up here just because I love the way it's referenced the elements and the scale, and everything is done with these images just looks really, really amazing. So if you love his work, definitely see what you can get out of the AI. Next, we have Faith Ringgold, who another artist from the 20th century primarily, although she only just recently died in 2024. But she has a diverse range of media she uses, but when you apply it to the AI, it tends to apply not hugely bright colors, but the simplistic shapes with some reasonably bright colors. And the style overall, I think, is just really, really fun and could be a great one to experiment with. Edward Hopper, another really, really popular artist from the 20th century, and a lot of his artwork is about everyday life and things kind of having that nice empty feeling to them. As you can see here, it's like the man who's walking down the street. There's no other people around. It does a great job of kind of isolating subjects, placing them in certain scenes, and just creating really beautiful, calm pieces of art. So this one can be a lot of fun to play with. And with the next image, you can see how it's kind of referenced one of his most famous artworks. But overall, this is a great one if you're looking to create kind of empty, calm scenes, very reminiscent of his artwork. But back to some more bright, almost abstract style artwork we have in the style of Paul Klee. Now, he's from about 100 years ago, and he was a Swiss-born German artist, very, very influenced by Expressionism, Cubism, Surrealism. You can see how he's got that nice, simplistic, very stylized sort of elements in his image, bright colors, but with his own spin in getting it all mixed together. So this one's a lot of fun if you want to create artwork that is a little bit different. And next we have Patricia Piccinini. She's an Australian artist who works in a variety of formats, but it seems to reference her sculpture and installation work the most, creating some very different looking, almost hyper-realistic images, but with strange little contortions and twists. So you can see how each character here, although it hasn't been mentioned, has been turned into some kind of animal, especially this last one where it's added a crying pig. Her style is a very unique one to play with. Next, we have Henri Rousseau, who paints a lot of nature in a very naive style. So you can see that naive style here with the way that the woman's face is presented. Now, there's generally a lot of green, a lot of leaves added in, although here, even with the man walking in the busy city, it's added a lot of nature into that image. So if you do like a lot of nature in your images, this is a great way to get that style and those elements in there quite easily. Next, we have Titian, who is a painter in the late Renaissance period, so around the 1500s. And so you're looking for that Renaissance style or that painted style. This is another great artist you can reference. So again, you do get a nice sort of old-fashioned, almost sepia-like sort of tint thrown over your images, and of course that high paint stroke style. And if you mix in a few other elements like Era 64K, some nice glitching, but you can see how we've got that nice Renaissance-style landscape thrown into the image. And next we have Canaletto, who's known for painting a lot of sort of city scenes where you can see a lot of the activity happening. Now with the woman's face, it has chosen to kind of put that city scene in on her face. But when we get to some of these other images, you get a better idea of what I mean here with the city scene. The samurai, although he's still the main subject, a lot of that city scene in the background. Now, he painted Venice back in the day, so when I did Era 64K, we got this image. But it's interesting when you mix things up and actually focus on, in the style of Canaletto, with Disneyland, as opposed to a subject, it creates a Venice-style Disneyland or McDonald's. So you get like an almost Venice-style McDonald's there, or even Tatooine. And I love the way that the Death Star is getting built in the background here. I really love Canaletto's style, the way that it focuses more on the architecture than the people. This is definitely one you can get some interesting images with. And next we have Gian Lorenzo Bernini. Now, he actually was well-versed in a bunch of different artworks, but his sculptures seem to be what the AI at least referenced the most, and I found that when I got a drawing for this particular image, but in most of the images that were the most consistent was the sculptures. Now, I reference him specifically because I like the style of sculpture he created, which is why I got so many of these sculptured images and I picked the ones I thought turned out the best, but actually referencing that you want a sculpture in the style of Gian, Lorenzo, Bernini is probably the better way to get his style of sculpture. So if you like what you see here, try adding his name into your prompt. Next, we have Phillippe Druilet. So he is a bit of a fantasy style illustrator, and we get a lot of really detailed artworks, and just his style is really amazing. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Moebius, but it's not the same. It just has that level of detail and fun with different elements being added into your artwork. Now, the last prompt I added with the Era 64K got this one I thought was really awesome, but I also had to share this other one which had this nice skull set off to the side and an almost like drawn glitch style staircase up the middle. Just a really fun image, and this is a great artist to reference if you want some cool imagery. But next we have an architect, Otto Wagner. Now, it does tend to try and put architectural elements into the images and the subject. So this is one of those ones where referencing his name alone, it does have a cool impact and does create some cool images. Like I love this one of the samurai here, but you're actually better off mentioning architecture. Now, this is Era 64K, where it's sort of defaulted to more of his imagery. But when you add in building designed by Otto Wagner, we get this fancy McDonald's, or if we've got an ancient church here, you can see how that architectural style of his design is applied. Now, when I add that with the woman's face, it creates like a building wall with the woman's face on it, the same with the samurai. So by adding in that building designed by, you get some really cool images. But next we have Antonio Canova, another really awesome sculptor. And this time what we get, typically we get these nice dramatic sculptures. Not only are they kind of like old-fashioned, kind of like almost Romanesque, but generally you just get some really cool dramatic lighting with the images, at least with Midjourney anyway. And it has a great style, a great old style with lots of detail. So this is a great one if you want to get some cool different sculptures out of your subjects. So try that one out also. And so with those 20 artists, you can see how easy it is to completely transform the style of your images just by simply mentioning an artist's name. It does a lot for a very small amount of text, so I highly recommend you try those out. And also, if you like some of the art styles you see, actually check out the artist's work. Google them, check out some YouTube videos. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what they've created. And of course, I have listed all the names in the description below. But also, if you missed the first video, check out this video on the screen right now, which goes over another 20 artists, so you can create some even more unique AI art. But otherwise, thanks for watching the video, and I hope to see you again next time.